piece you're cutting, because we're gonna put the zipper in the back. Remember I told you guys to bring zippers? Okay, so it also has a dart. So you should have 2 darts. One on this side and one on this side. One on this side and one on this side. Don't put 1 dart. It's 2 on the front, 2 on the back. 4 total darts. Okay? 1 zipper in the back. All right? I know some people say, well, can I put the zipper on the side? Put it in the back. Once you figure out how to do it, then you can put it on the side. Okay? The side is the French way. All right, so this one says here, we're gonna make it a little longer because the shortest zipper is a 7-inch. Okay, so who brought me an extra zipper? So I won't have to go in the back in the room. I'll replace it, it's in the back. I just didn't want to go all the way in the back. Anybody has an extra one? Okay, we got one right here. And it's the same color. Okay, so what I want to explain also is about the zipper. So this is the front and the back. And then we're going to measure. Do I have a tape measure? We're going to measure around so that you'll know how long to make the waistband. Okay? So the waistband you have to make separately, because I didn't put it in here because I didn't want to kill trees. Okay? So the notions that you need for the pencil skirt, it says it's on page 53, 54, 55. It says you can use the zipper, a button, or a hook and eye. A button or a hook and eye. You may say, what's the hook and eye? Let me show you the hook and eye in the book. This is the hook and eye. So your hook and eye can look like this. It can look like this. This is a snap. So snaps really don't work well. But this is the hook and the eye. And this is how you're going to sew it. Remember I told you you're going to need the hook and eye? So this one works better. And it can work for pants and it can work for tops. Do I need to come closer?
Do we put that with the zipper?
Yes.
Okay.
You need the zipper, the hook, and the eye. That's what I put on the board. Pay attention.
Well,
This goes on the top of the waistband. You zip the zipper up. Then you either have a button and a buttonhole, or you have a hook and an eye. Look at your own clothes.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay. There's nothing new under the sun. All right. So, the notions that we use, we're going to need 2 of these. This somebody, tracing paper, tracing wheel, zipper. This is tracing paper is in this container that we use. And then, what else? Then I wanted to show you the next one that you're using is a bodice top. The bodice, it's a dress top. The top of a dress. I just called you. I was looking for you. The top of the dress, and then all you gotta do is hook the skirt up with it. Okay, if we get that far, y'all sewing really slow. Pay attention. Okay, so this is the bodice front. You still need, you got darts on the side and you got darts on the bottom. So you're going to have 2, 1 on each side. You're going to have 2 here, so you're going to have 4 for the front and none for the back. Okay, and then you have a facing. You have a facing for the collar. So the facing in the front is on the fold of the fabric. The facing in the back is not, because that's where the zipper goes. So we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna cut another skirt to go with this, and you're gonna have a little mini dress, the top and the bottom. Okay? So y'all gotta crank it. Okay? So what I'm gonna do is, got paper, scissors up here. And those of you who didn't want to cut out on your book, that's why I did this, so that you can cut it out. And it says pattern for a mini skirt, darts, and zipper in back. So I did write it on there. Take a rocket science not to do this right. If you want it wider, fine. If you want to do it your size, you can do that. But for the sake of time, we're not doing it your size because y'all sewing too slow. Now, if you want to be like Brissa did, sew the elastic one quick, it could be quick. It takes the same time to sew the small one as it does the larger one. So if you want to do it, I'll cut it out for you with the measurements that you did for yourself, not the dress form, okay? Because it's super easy. I'm just going to take the measurements that you did. Okay? So if you want me to cut it out for yourself, I can do that. Because you know, you can walk away and say, oh, I have a skirt I made for myself, instead of my puppy or a cat. Okay, I'm going to bring the trash can over here so that we won't cut the waistband as well. All right, so I can kind of see how I want it done. And I'll do mine a little longer. Okay. Now, if you can think on how this one turned out, this one is elastic. Instead of the elastic, we're putting the darts on the side to make it tighter. And you don't have to put the elastic in the waist because this one curves up to make the waist look a little tighter. Okay. So, everybody good? Everybody good?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna fold this one. And notice when you tear it, it does kind of, the muslin is kind of off. So for the sake of, so I'm doing it a little longer so that I can true it, okay? So my skirt won't be so little. This is going to be the front. This is going to be the back. I need 2. Okay. So since this one is the back, I'm cutting the back part. Okay. And now I'm going to even them off so that they are the same size. When you cut it, instead of tearing it, it'll come out even. Okay, now I have 2 even pieces. This is the back piece. Here we are. This is the front piece because it's on the fold of the fabric. Here we are. I did a little more room for a seam allowance. I'm gonna take this to the top. And the pattern paper is gonna go down this way, and this one's gonna go up this way, so that I can make sure that these are perfectly yes, thank you. All right. And I really like the other one. This one is the one for draping, so you got to do a little bit more to secure it. And what I did this time is I put a center line on the dart so that you can easily fold it. So you can fold it in the right spot. Okay? Do the same thing for the other one. One facing the other side of the fabric, one facing this side, okay? Make sure it went all the way down. If you want to trace the hem on there, you can if you like. I like mine a little darker, so that's why I kind of go over it more. it comes out a little lighter on the second part because this one has the spikes and the other one does not. So if you use the one that doesn't have the spikes, then it'll be lighter. Also, what I'll do is, so that you don't get confused, I'll also have my line, my seam line for the bottom so that I'll know where to sew the zipper. Okay? So now I need to, I'm going to pin, which is just a fold. Your most of the time your darts, can I have some pins, ladies? Your darts are going to be 3 inches long, and they're going to be a 1/2 inch wide. 1/2 on one side, 1/2 on the other side equals 3 inches in the middle. This one's a little smaller because it's a skinnier skirt. I'm truing as I go. And my pin is here. You can baste, but to make sure that these darts are the same on both sides, put them together, because my my tracing paper didn't come all the way out, and that's why the tailor tacking is really the best. But now you see both pins are together, so that means both darts will be the same length. You don't want one dart higher and the other one lower. It'll kind of make you look like you got a flat behind on this side and a longer one on the other side. So put them together to make sure they're the same length. Okay, so that's one. And then we're going to do the same thing for this one. And what I'm going to do is turn this one on the right side. You cannot use a invisible zipper with this one. Your zipper should be just the regular zipper, and I borrowed one from Catherine. So you see here it says polyester zipper, polyester 7-inch. They don't come shorter than a 7-inch. If you find a 4-inch, it'll be a metal zipper. So this is a regular 7-inch zipper. So you can make the zipper as long as you want or as small as you want. The zipper has a staple in it. Put it in the trash because you don't want to sew over the staple. Now look at this little staple down at the bottom of the zipper. That staple needs to be covered up. So you don't want to see that staple. So you're going to sew it above here. This is kind of like la tijera in Spanish, your scissors. Don't cut this off. It has to stay on there, don't your zipper will go off track. So this goes inside the waistband. This goes inside the waistband, so do not cut it off. All right, so if I put this here and go all the way down, the zipper goes further, okay? So I'm just gonna take it down to here because I wanna make sure that you put the zipper in correctly. And it's like a railroad zipper. I'm gonna show you guys how to put it in. We do have zippers that are in your book that you can do. We'll do 2 types. So this one I'm gonna show you how to do. So we know that this is the back, and here's my fork here. So the zipper goes down so that your little Y can be up at the top. Okay? And I'm going to take it down to right here. So I'm actually going 7 inches down. I'm going 7 inches down. Here's my 7, here's my 0. So at 7 inches down, I'm putting my pin because this is where I'm going to start and backstitch. So here, forward, backstitch, forward, backstitch, forward. Okay? So I'm setting this up so when I get to the machine, all I have to do is sew. So I'm going to fold this way. Thanks for Catherine and her nice white ball pins. And I'm going to fold it this way. And this is setting up our pencil skirt. Okay. And so this is how the back should be. Okay. All right. So I need to make sure, forgot to fold it over to make sure that both my darts meet from the top, and they do. You don't want to sew one shorter than the other. So now that we're ready, you may say, oh, we'll just put it together first. Right sides go together. This is the right side. This is the right side. Put them on top like a sandwich. Okay? Now we're going to measure how long we want our waistband to be. So I'm doing my seam allowance. The front should be 10.5. And then we're going to do seam allowance covering over 14 plus, so we're going to say 19. 20 is an even number, so I want to make sure that my waistband is 20 inches long. This one is 18. I'm going to fold it over like this. And I'm going to have a high waist, so my waistband is going to be 2 inches. 2 inches, and I'm going to cut instead of tearing so that I can get the same amount on each side. So if you kind of hold take your finger, hold it here, and glide it. Now remember, it is curled under because I tore it in the beginning. So you can press it straight back up if you like. All right, but this is my waistband. And I'm gonna turn it this way. That way I can tell if my waistband is even. I'm gonna true it a little. You just fold it in half to make sure that your waistband is even. Okay, so you may say, oh, it looks like a long waistband. You can always cut it off. Okay, now I'm going to put my zipper in first. So I'm going to take my notions and go over to the sewing machine.